we haven't said for a little while. Welcome along to qualifying in China. After a few years' absence from the calendar, it is great to be back here. But just who is going to put their car on pole?
Hello everybody, it's Joe here, and welcome back once again to my F1 24 career mode journey. We are now at round 3 of season 4. This is Shanghai for the Chinese Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the last installment, do be sure to check that one out before you see this one. And if you have missed a few and you need to catch up, you can do so on the playlist on my channel, F1 24 career mode. Well, it's been a mixed start to the season so far. Bahrain wasn't particularly great. However, we managed to nab some points from Melbourne, so happy with that, and we're hoping to carry that momentum forwards. 1 or 2 minor upgrades have been fitted to the car for this weekend, so we've got some new parts as well. Let's see how they're working for us. At the moment, at this section of the track, it doesn't appear they're doing an awful lot, but I'm not massively fast over 1 lap round here anyway. I'm better in racing conditions round Shanghai. But now we have the long straight and the ability to drain my battery, which is what I'm going to do to try and gain maybe a couple attempts as we power down this long straight heading towards the hairpin. And we have actually gained a few positions, although I've missed the apex for the hairpin, so that's going to cost me one. At the moment, we look like we're going to be on the 8th row. I'm going to try and clip the apex for the left-hander, and I just haven't done that. So it's going to be P18 for the sprint race, still towards the back, and with a lot of work to be done. But I'm hoping that in the sprint we can make our way through, hopefully into the top 8, although it is going to be a very tall order to do, and we've got some pretty big names to pass as well, if we're going to do so.
So it's all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Oscar Piastri lines up on pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Russell, Hamilton, Verstappen, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Stroll, Gasly, Théo Pourchaire, Albon, Leclerc, Tsunoda, Ocon, Sainz, Joe, Joker, Behrman, Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, and Zane Maloney. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out. And alongside me in the commentary box, my old friend, Anthony Davidson. Well, they say that a change is as good as a rest, and...
Okay, let's try not to worry about...
10 laps of this Shanghai sprint race lie ahead of us. What can we do from P18? Hopefully we can make it into the top 10. We are underway here with not a very good start. In fact, Bottas and co are away better, but in the second phase of the start, someone who wasn't away too well holding things up on the left. I'm trying to nip my way through up the inside, but I've clipped what I think is Carlos Sainz and nearly went round there. I'm amazed I was able to save that. And we've even got Daniel Ricciardo, no, Ollie Behrman, sorry, making his way through and forcing me a little bit wide there. Behrman, with a good move. Ricciardo's on my outside. I'm now going down the inside of Ollie Behrman and trying to retake that place, and I'm getting quite forceful there. Surprisingly forceful considering he's my teammate. But next up is Joe ahead of me, and then Carlos Sainz is ahead of him. So we haven't made any places or made any ground from the start yet, but we are trying to make our way forwards. And there is Ocon and Albon going side by side. They're backing things up, and that's going to allow me a run on Joe, maybe even a go down the inside of Sainz here, depending how much they back up. Definitely worth a try on Sainz. Have we got it done? I don't think so. Sainz is still fighting this on the inside. Sainz very much still there, side by side. round the long right-hander, side by side heading down the straight, using the battery to drag ourselves in front of the V-Carb car, and we have got ahead of him up into P16. We may even be able to take Ocon here, considering how much they back up in the hairpin on the first lap. And we have taken Ocon, but Ocon's up the inside here, and I think Ocon is just going to take the place straight from me. But we're going to try up and undering him now on the pit straight, beginning lap 2. And we do complete the up and under move and move ourselves ahead of Esteban Ocon up into P15. Next target is Alex Albon, who is tucked up behind Leclerc, who I believe is tucked up behind someone else. Can't see exactly who that is at this stage. Trying to keep up with the cars in front. It's lap 3, but they're quite quick, and our pace just isn't massively brilliant here. But I believe if I can hang on to the DRS, we might be able to be dragged along with these. We're definitely bringing Esteban Ocon with us. He is right up my rear, and he is not letting go. Are we going to stay within a second at the detection point? I think we just about did. There's a yellow flag behind us. I think someone has spun. That might turn into a red. That has turned into a red. I didn't see who it was, but I think it might have been Sainz who spun behind us and has triggered that red flag. And now we get to do the start all over again. Change tyres. Having a look and seeing what tyre strategy we can go for. I was hoping maybe we could move on to softs for the end, but that's not going to happen. So we're P15 on this second start. We are underway once again, and this time making a better start, but poor Chair is the one that bogged down massively. They're going 4 wide into turn 1. That's got to end in tears. And I swear I see some bodywork flying off. Who's that Sauber charging down my inside? That's Joe. And Ocon's trying to force his way through, as is Sainz. There's cars everywhere. I'm just trying to find safe passage here. But it's blocked everywhere I go, and because it's blocked, cars that are alongside me are looking at getting through. I'm now trying to take the outside line just because there is some space there. Leclerc gets shuffled wide by Fernando Alonso, and somehow I've managed to gain places around the outside there. Well, places that I'd already lost, but man, that was a crazy restart. And Charles Leclerc is tucked up behind Alonso, and he wants his P14. And Leclerc actually losing a bit of ground on the next lap, so we want to get past Charles Leclerc as quickly as possible. Having a look down the inside there, and we have managed to get past the Monegasque driver. He is still fighting me here. He's going to try and fight me down the inside. I've given him the room, but Leclerc chooses to back out, and we take P15. And now we're racing with Fernando Alonso. And look how much they're all backing up in front of us. They're really backing up. And now I'm going to have a look down the inside of Fernando Alonso and maybe Zhou Guanyu as well. Can we take the pair of them? Answer, no. Guanyu gets the better exit. Fernando's trying to catch up, but it just didn't work. Zhou having a massive wobble there as I try and find a way through. No way through there, though. The Chinese driver in his home race with a point to prove. And he definitely proved that point by holding me off there. And the fans will enjoy that one massively. But they won't enjoy the sight of me coming down the straight, draining my battery, prepared to attack, and taking a dive from so far back on Zhou Guanyu. And is that going to work? No, he's pulling alongside. I'm going to force him in as tight as I dare. And Zhou, oh, well, we've gone off the track, so we can't have that move there. And Zhou Guanyu still just about holding on. We've got a yellow flag ahead. Yuki Tsunoda's engine has decided to go bang. It's too young to smoke, but he's still doing it anyway. And now we've got DRS on Zhou, but we weren't able to do anything about it. And come the last lap, if anything, we're more defending on Leclerc than we are attacking on Zhou. So it looks like we're going to have to settle for P13, unless Leclerc has anything to say about it, but I've used my battery so that he cannot attack. And look how close we get to Zhou coming to the end of the race. But it's Lando Norris, who is the first non-Piastri driver to win this season. And for us, it's going to be P13. We did gain some places, but the pace is a little bit worrying. So I'm not sure that... I'm not overly convinced that we've got the race pace to be fighting in the points. I'm just going to have to try and extract something special from the car. But the sprint results are Norris, Bottas, Piastri, Russell, Verstappen, Perez, Stroll and Hamilton, your point scorers, with Théo Pourchaire just dropping down to 9th outside the points, and Alex Albon rounding out the top 10. This is going to be a very interesting race. Like I said, I'm not overly convinced about the race pace we have, but we'll see. We will see.
Now here's something we haven't said for a little while. Welcome along to qualifying in China. After a few years' absence from the calendar, it is great to be back here. But just who is going to put their car on pole?
Are we ready to go all over again? First off, we've got qualifying for the Grand Prix. And I'm really hoping that we can qualify higher than we did in the sprint, which was P18. First thing is that long right-hander. It seems to go on forever, and you just want to get your foot down, but you can't, otherwise the car will step out. Then you've got the left, and finally you're free after 20 seconds, heading towards the end of Sector 1. Not too bad, 2.5 tenths down, but we've missed the apex for the right-hand hairpin there. Then you want to keep your foot firmly on the throttle for the left-hander here. It is flat out. Dab the brakes a little bit for the right-hander. Don't be over keen to get going, then pick your braking spot for the left. We miss the apex a little bit and run a little bit deep. And now we head towards the end of Sector 2. Big braking zone for the tight left-hander before the long right-hander here, which you just keep your foot on the throttle and just pray that the car sticks. In this instance, it does. Just hug the outside, let the car run out wide. I didn't do that, but now drain the battery down the straight to see if we can gain any time, because we've lost quite a bit on this lap. So far, we are gaining a little bit. Brake as late as you dare for the hairpin. Try and clip the apex, which we actually did that time. Now we need to make sure we clip the apex for the left-hander and don't miss it by a mile. Clipped it nicely, but ran a little bit deep on the exit. And in the end, the lap is good enough for P17. So, still not brilliant, but it's one place higher than we started the sprint. And I'm hoping that our long run pace, we are able to make it up towards the points. It's going to be a difficult race, I think, to get points. But I'm remaining confident, and I'm hoping that we can pull something out of this race. But it's a Mercedes 1-2 at the front, with Russell taking pole and Lando Norris getting second, with Verstappen third, we're 17th, Behrman 21st. All to do.
The Chinese Grand Prix then is upon us once again. It's a race that saw Michael Schumacher claim his final Formula One victory in 2006, as well as Red Bull's first win with Sebastian Vettel in 2009. There's no doubt there's plenty more drama to come here in Shanghai. We're here in the Yangtze River Delta today, home of... It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. George Russell will begin today's event in pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Oscar Piastri, Bottas, Perez, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Albon, Théo Pourchaire, Gasly, Sainz, Leclerc, Stroll, Ocon, Joker, Hülkenberg, Joe, Ricciardo, Behrman, Maloney, and Yuki Tsunoda. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. And alongside me today, a man who I'm always pleased to see join me in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. Now
You've got some work to do to match your result from last race. Come on,
Here we go, Chinese Grand Prix. It's a sunny, clear day, and we are underway for the Grand Prix, and it's a decent start by us. We gained a position on the grid due to another driver's penalty, and we're underway heading towards turn 1. I'm trying to find a way up the inside. Ocon covers us off. Zhou tries but isn't able to. I'm still trying to sneak my car up the inside, but there's no gap there. Now trying to go around the outside of Carlos Sainz. I'm only going to run out of space there, and Sainz and Stroll just about staying ahead. We have gained a position on Ocon. I'm going to try and go down the inside of the pair of them here. Is there a way through? Going in very tight, and it looks like Sainz stays ahead. I don't know where Stroll is. Stroll's just on my left. Are we going to get past the Aston Martin? Yes, we have. We're ahead of Lance Stroll and up into 14th place. 2 places gained on this opening lap. I am having to cover Stroll because he's having a look, but there's no way through there for Stroll as Carlos Sainz begins to set his sights on the hard tyre shod Théo Pourchaire, and as they get backed up, I'm having a look at Carlos Sainz. Sainz covers me off. I've already done that move to him once. He's not going to let me do it to him again. Running out wide as we head towards the straight for the first time. Draining the battery to try and get close to the Sainz. And then I want to try and attack Pourchaire as early as possible because he's on hards. He's going to be struggling in this early phase. We're going to try and go around the outside of Sainz, but Sainz actually turns it into a dive on Pourchaire. We have a little nudge from Esteban Ocon to say, get a move on, mate. What are you doing? And Sainz trying to go around the outside of Pourchaire. It doesn't work. He got backed up a bit, and we're now able to get past Sainz. Are we able to get past Pourchaire as well? No. Pourchaire covers, and Sainz gets back down the inside, and Carlos Sainz keeping the position. But I find a sneaky line up the inside of turn 1. Can we get back past Sainz? Answer, oh, I don't know. It's going to be tight. I'm not really giving Carlos much room here. Side by side, heading towards the end of Sector 1. Can we get ahead of the V-Carb car? Answer, yes. We are ahead of Carlos Sainz, up into 13th. Next target is Théo Pourchaire, who I believe does not have DRS this time. So he's going to be a bit of a sitting duck when we come down the straight. Pourchaire tries to cover, but we're going to go round the outside of the Red Bull. And Théo Pourchaire, well, the hard tyre's not the way to go, and he's losing ground here. I would argue that he's doing worse in the Red Bull than Oliver Bearman did, and let's be real, Bearman didn't do too well in the Red Bull, but here comes Théo Pourchaire fighting back, clearly not appreciating my comments. I'm going in tight into turn 1, maybe a little too tight because Pourchaire gets back for I'm trying that sneaky line up the inside, but Théo Pourchaire having absolutely none of it, saying no way sunshine, or whatever the French equivalent for that is. But now we're going to try and make a run and dive down the inside here. Somebody's looked up ahead, I think it's a Williams, and Pourchaire is off the track and having a bit of a wobble, but he's still not giving up the position to me. So we're going to have to try and do it again on the straight. I'm sure this time Pourchaire has no DRS. I was unsure last time, but this time surely he hasn't got it. But I haven't got the battery to try and catch up. He is going to cover. It's going to be late braking. Are we going to be able to sweep round this time? Pourchaire not giving it up, but this time we gain the position, and we did force him out a bit there. That was a little bit rude from us, but the problem is now we've got a DRS zone here, and Pourchaire is coming back, so I cover him before he tries to go to the outside. He did try and have a look up the inside there. It's not happened, and this is Lance Stroll spinning out. Lance Stroll has spun, but I believe his tyre punctured, which has caused that. Yeah, left rear puncture on Lance Stroll. Here's a look. You'll see the tyre go bang, and that's what will cause his spin. Yeah, there it goes, and round it goes. Lance Stroll's tyre deciding it's had enough of being inflated and going bang. Right, back with the race. I'm trying to catch Charles Leclerc, but the problem is I'm losing too much time racing a feisty Red Bull that's just gone down the inside of me and is staying side by side. I'm trying to hang this out around the outside, wheel banging there, and I still stay ahead of Pourchaire, so no way through there. But I'm starting to create a bit of a traffic jam behind me here, and this isn't helping me gain on Charles Leclerc. Is that Lance Stroll on the map stopping there? As Pourchaire has yet another look down the inside. We're now side by side, but he can't do anything because of the yellow flag zone. And that's Lance Stroll pretty much parked in the middle of the circuit by the pit entrance. Of course that's got to be a red flag. That had to be a red flag because Stroll parking it almost on the racing line by the pit entrance. No, that was dangerous. So the red flag rightfully called for that, and we now get another chance to restart, and we move on to hard tyres, which we're going to take until the end of the Grand Prix. Right, 20 laps left here at Shanghai, and once again we're underway here, and we make a very decent start, although someone on our left got away very well. I'm trying to make space up the inside, although there wasn't really much space to be made, and in turn I've been swamped, but I've found my cheeky inside line here, and this is Charles Leclerc trying to get past Gasly. I'm trying to go around the outside of both, but Leclerc is forcing the issue, and Leclerc edging ahead of Gasly, but they're still side by side, heading into the hairpin. Who's going to stay ahead of this one? And we have to settle back a bit, so there's no way through just there for now as Leclerc and Gasly still stay side by side. This is great wheel-to-wheel action we're seeing here at Shanghai, and Leclerc keeps the place over Gasly, and I'm trying to look round the outside on Gasly to switch to the inside there. Are we going to make it through? No, but Gasly has lost a little bit of time there, and we might be able to make him vulnerable on the straight. Having a little look there, but you were never going to get through there. Someone's locked up in a big way. Right, here we go, on to the rear of Pierre Gasly. We're going to try and take a dive up the inside, and we have made the dive up the inside of the French driver, up into P11. Charles Leclerc is next, putting that Haas in unbelievable positions. That's a points-paying position for Leclerc if he can keep it there. Oscar Piastri, meanwhile, our points leader, having an absolute shocker of a race. Oscar Piastri only in 9th. That's not good. We've got another yellow flag ahead. Who's that pulling off? I believe it's Lando Norris. I'm not too sure. Off to the right. Yes, it is Lando Norris. So he's pulled off to the right. He's out of this Chinese Grand Prix. There's the Mercedes engine just letting go. And Lando Norris, he cannot buy luck at the moment, can he? Lando just having to pull off to the side. Meanwhile, it's P10 for us now, so we are in the points, but we're trying to fight off Gasly and ensure that we can stay in the points. Here comes Pierre Gasly round the outside. We're going to try to take the inside. Gasly's gone round the outside and completed the move. I'm trying to take my inside line here, and we've managed to get back past Gasly using that, and Pourchaire has got back past Gasly. And that's not what I needed, because Pourchaire is on the medium tyres. So he is going to be quite quick for now. But I imagine those are going to feel pretty worn when we get to the end of this Grand Prix. And Théo Pourchaire is going to have a look at me down this straight. Is Pourchaire going to get past me? We're covering, but Pourchaire just edging ahead. And no, we brake later and stay ahead of him. So we're not letting Pourchaire through easy. We are going to make this difficult for him. It's lap 16 out of 28. We've still got 12 laps to go yet. We're only just over half distance. And I'm fighting for my life to keep this position. Someone has pitted ahead, so that's moved Leclerc up to 8th and me up to 9th, which is good. And I'd want to try and hold this position if I can, because 2 points would be awesome. Somebody spun behind me. I think it's Pierre Gasly, and that's caused a red flag. So we have red flag number 2 in this Chinese Grand Prix, because Pierre Gasly lit up the rear and spun it. This is him doing it now. Round it goes, and that just, well, it's blocked the track. And as he backs off, yeah, that's caused a red flag. So once again, we get to stop and gather our thoughts. Medium tyres onto the end. No. Yes, I was considering soft, but I don't think soft would last very well. However, a lot of the pack have gone for soft, so we might have called it wrong. But we're underway once again for the 3rd time in this Chinese Grand Prix. And Lewis Hamilton bogs down in the Ferrari. Look at Charles Leclerc forcing his hats down the inside. He's racing Alonso for 5th. Charles Leclerc really going for it. Hulkenberg's out of the race. I don't know who he hit in the first corner, but we're moving up to P8, fighting Lewis Hamilton on our left. Charles Leclerc is having a go at Fernando Alonso. Are we going to be able to get through? No, we're a little bit stuck here for now, but we move up into P7, and now Leclerc and Alonso are fighting ahead, and Leclerc gets the position. Charles Leclerc having a wonderful day for Haas. But at the moment, we're trying to find our way through too. We're up into P7. It's another good day for us because at the moment, as things stand, we stand to take 2 points. And that would be really, really good if we can hold on to those. So, Alonso all over the back of Leclerc. I'm in P7 trying to keep up with them, but look at that. They've found quite a bit of pace on me. I think the Aston Martin is going to be too quick to catch. The Haas, maybe not. I don't know if we can do anything about Leclerc, but Alonso's definitely considering it. As we have a go down the inside of Alonso, no! We got stuck on his car, and that just did not work for us at all. It was worth a look, but it just didn't end well for us. And now we have to try and make sure that Hamilton doesn't get through. He bangs wheels with us. But unfortunately, Albon does get through, and that has not gone well for us at all. And now Lewis Hamilton's trying to go down the inside of turn 1. I'm trying to hold him out round the outside. Ferrari versus our car. It's me versus the car I was in last season. Are we going to be able to just hold on to the position? Yes, we do. But Albon getting ahead up to 7th, Alonso into 6th. Is he going to be able to catch back up with Leclerc? Because Leclerc has now got a good couple of seconds on him, thanks to us having that dive bomb. And we've still got several laps to go yet, so anything can happen. But I'm hoping we can hold on to some points here. As Lewis Hamilton right behind me, getting ever closer. And this is Lewis Hamilton getting past. He just blasted past me there. And there was very little I could do about that. Hamilton up into 9th, trying to sneak up the inside, but not having it. Lewis Hamilton moving up into P8, and that's a good move by the Ferrari driver, knocking us down to 9th. Hamilton trying to have a better race here than his first couple of races for Ferrari, because so far it hasn't been brilliant for him. He's got past Albon on the last lap, but we have been able to hold on to P9, so as long as we're able to hold on to it down the straight, despite Ocon and Gasly snapping at my heels in the 2 Alpines, we should be able to hold on to a point. Here we go, onto the straight for the last time, round the long right-hander. I've got plenty of battery power that I can just drain, and that should just keep Ocon behind. It is going to keep Ocon behind. We're going to hit the apex and hopefully not go too wide that it allows Ocon through. No mistakes there. It's Valtteri Bottas who takes the Chinese Grand Prix, but we're going to finish a very dramatic race in P9. 2 more points for us. Hurrah, hurrah.
He's flown to victory. What a finish. Valtteri Bottas.
Well, a brilliant race for them today, Crofty, as you can clearly see out there. They were really at one with the car. And as a driver, you take comfort from the fact that you can win in a new set of regulations. And moving forward, you're going to see that confidence rise more and more. Brilliant stuff today by them.
Our winning drivers are on their way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure. And no doubt, they'll be celebrating tonight. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
I didn't fully expect that result, but I will happily take it. P9 and a nice couple of points to bring back for the team. The pace, I don't think, was all there to be able to achieve it organically, but Ocon gave it his best shot and he wasn't able to get past. So we held on to positions that we gained through multiple restarts, and in the end, that's what brought us some points. Maybe could have been a couple more if I didn't try to dive bomb Fernando Alonso, but you know, you got to try it. You got to try it. Valtteri Bottas then is your race winner, with Russell finishing in second, and as a result, Bottas takes the championship lead over Piastri. Russell is third, Verstappen fourth, Perez gets fifth, Norris sixth, Alonso and Hamilton seventh and eighth. Charles Leclerc, with a fantastic sixth place for Haas, is now ninth in the standings, and we're still holding on to the top 10. Wow, what a race. That was quite intense, wasn't it? But I'm so pleased that we're able to bring home a couple more points. Alex Albon bringing home some points for Williams too. So all in all, a good day. And in the Constructors, Haas have now jumped us for 6th. And Williams are starting to close in on us as well. So we've really got to keep on our toes and keep moving forwards. Well, thank you for watching this instalment of Career Mode. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new here and you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, I've been Joe, TTFN, ta-ta for now, take care, and I'll see you all very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.